it's Lynette with Charm Grammy Crochet. Today is Friday the 13th. Friday, it's not a bad day for me as far as, am I superstitious about Friday the 13th? Heck no, I was married on Friday the 13th. February will be 36 years. So Friday the 13th, not bad for me. My mom was born on Friday the 13th, and she was a great woman, so... So no superstitions there, thank goodness. And welcome to the yarn room. I moved us around again because I didn't like where you were seeing the door in the last video I filmed in here. So I moved us around again. I have several things to talk about, but not much to show. I don't know if there is a specific day for the hat, the bod hat of the week. If there is, I don't remember what it is. So I did oh, you know what? It might be Tuesdays. Today is Friday. I did it. So I'm just going to show it to you so I can put it away. So this is, I think, there's a hashtag. Something weird. BOD Hatapalooza 23 or something. I don't know. Too many hashtags. Like I said, I think Laura and I were drunk that day. Even though neither one of us drink, so we really weren't drunk, even though I keep saying that, and I keep blaming her, but we were just having fun with the hashtag craze. Anyway, this is the hat I made. Isn't it cute? I made the bigger size, and it's, I can't remember what it's called specifically. Now my little star baby, she's, I think this might be too big for her. Right now she's 9 months old, but I think she's wearing like a 6-month clothes size, but she's a tiny little thing. So but maybe by summertime, when we get, it's snowing here today, so maybe by summertime it will be it'll fit her. She's due to have a baby brother right around her first birthday. And so I made it in very neutral colors. I think a little boy could wear this too if you like put a little baseball on it or something, like a baseball button. So I did not put the flower on it because I'm hoping that Star can wear it this summer and her baby brother can wear it maybe next summer. Or if he's got a big head like my son does, he'll wear it before she does. Anyway, I think it's like pretty neutral, and I think it would look cute on a baby boy or girl. We'll see. Well, you know, the parents will decide. But I did make it out of cotton because I wanted it for a summer hat and keep the sun out of their face. So I had purchased 3 skeins of this from Crochet in Agreement, and it is the Yarn Addict Karen. Crochet in Agreement. It's a Yarn Addict with Karen is what it's called, and it is hand dyed, and it is really, really nice to work with. Really, really soft. I used about a half of a hank, so I put the rest back in the bag after I was done. Put the rest back in the bag so that I can make a bigger or additional projects and have the additional yarn together with it. So I was real happy about that and totally loved working with the yarn. I've purchased yarn from Crochet in Agreement a few times now. This is because I got the Sharon yarn. I got Nancy yarn for her birthday. That was just yarn for Nancy. And of course, anytime I order yarn I get for anyone else, I've ordered for myself. And then we had the yarn for Christmas, and I had purchased this when I purchased, I think, the Sharon yarn. So anyway, I really love it. The colors are great, and it's a nice, very soft, wonderful yarn. I love it. So that's going to go back up on the yarn shelf. Then we, with the tile of the week, remember I told you I was working on wanting to make the 2 tiles that I had made so far. This is the previous week, and this is now this week's tile. I did crochet them together, and I just need someone to make a insert because well, I guess you could use it as a project bag if you right now, even if I don't you know, if I put a little crocheted handle on it, but you would need to put all your like notions in a something, because it's definitely got holes, but I would like to get it lined. And then I was thinking about the handles, and so this is where I have them here somewhere. This is what I needed to talk to you about. So I have these handles, and you just crochet, like you crochet your bag to these handles. So I could do this without a lining. You know, I could just crochet these, and that's why the yarn is still attached. So I could crochet the handles if I wanted to use these little wooden handles, make like a purse out of it. I think as a project bag, I would want it to actually close. But as just like a little summer purse, if I had, I'm thinking white or yellow, or even, you know, I don't know, some kind of fabric on the inside anyway. Not like purple, which, you know, is my favorite color, but I do have a lot of clothes that would coordinate with this, honestly, for the summertime. Anyway, if I was just making, it needs a lining to do that. And that, so do you crochet the handles to the bag and then add the lining? I'm thinking, no, I think you have to put the lining in first, right? So you just make a lining and then sew it to the top, and then, but then, so I bet you make the lining and you sew it to not the last stitches at the very top, because that's how I would have to crochet the bag, and the lining would be in the way. I would have to put the sew the lining in, turn it inside out, and then sew the lining like to here underneath this last row of stitches, right? Is that what you do? Let me know if you've ever made a bag, if that's what you do. And then, so I would sew it, I'm sure there's tutorials. So I would turn it inside out, stuff it inside the inside out bag, and then when I turn it the right way, everything's the right way. I mean, stuff it into the, like, have the lining sewed together on 3 sides. And then, right? Help! So, anyway, it's ready. It's sewed together. I just need that lining piece. And then either a canvas kind of strap, or I think this would be so cute as a little summer purse. And I know this is bigger, but it would just gather up a little bit. Or I can do a couple of decrease rows. Maybe that's what I need to do, a couple of decrease rows. And then sew the lining to here, but decrease rows to the size of this, or gather it up around there. Those are the 2 choices I think I have, right? Let me know what you think. Or make the lining bigger and the cloth sews to this. I don't think I like the idea of, well, maybe the cloth hanging out the top. I don't know. Let me have your opinions on that, because you could do the lining, like make it come up a little bit so that the lining fits inside here, and then the lining attaches it, and this is just, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? That sounds like that would be harder. I know I can decrease rows and sew onto this. I know I can do that. The sewing is the issue. So let me know what you think, because I really kind of want to turn it into a project bag or a bag of its own, like a little purse, either way, because I think that's really cute. And I did find, I had these handles and I did find them, so I'm excited about that project, and it's gonna sit on the floor in the yard right now. What else did I want to talk to you about? So the knitting, the double dog dare hashtag knitting thing. I did find mine. I lost it, you guys. I lost my project bag. I put it somewhere because I was going to be gone, and I didn't want Roy having to trip over all my project bags while I was gone. And I, you know, had cleaned up areas and reorganized when we were putting the tree up. And I'm like, I started hanging project bags. Now some hang on the doorway up here. But those are mostly projects that are waiting to be made or even started. One of them is a project that's waiting to be started. One of them is a project that it's like, today is Finish It or Frog It Friday, and I think that project is going to get frogged, and I'm really disappointed. but I never finished it, and now I'm just not into feeling like I want to finish it. But I still want it made. I just am not in the mood to finish it. So I think on Finish It Friday, let me show you the project. Hold on, just talk amongst yourselves. It's right here on the wall, on the door. Okay, I'm back already. So it's living in this purple bag. Shop with a Cop purple bag. And it has all this very nice Caron Simply Soft in it. And it was a luck of the draw 5. And it was going to be a beautiful shawl by Ruana K. Which I hope the shawl is in here. If the shawl's not in here, we're in real trouble. Because I see yarn, but I'm not seeing the started shawl at all. Uh-oh. So it might not be an issue because the project might be lost. I keep losing things. Oh, it is way down at the bottom, underneath everything. I think I was probably using a 6mm hook because that's my favorite. But I have all these beautiful, beautiful colors of Simply Soft. But I'm thinking this really needs to be made in a cotton yarn. For what it's a loose, flowery shawl. And it's made out of hectagons, which I never made any of them correctly. And I didn't put them together correctly. And so I was having issues. Maybe I would do better at it now, because this was like a year ago. But that's why I never finished it, because I knew I needed to probably frog the ones that I've done, because I've not done them right. And I think this is going to be heavy for a summer shawl, being the Caron Cotton Cake. I think it needs to be so this is Finish It or Frog It Friday. I know I went off on that swirly tangent, but I think that's going to be a frog and redo something else. So anyway, back to, I started hanging stuff up. So that was hanging on the door. And I thought, well, I must have hung that up because I wanted to work on it last night on my Double Dog Dare, whatever, knit fall cuddler blanket that was a Finish It or Frog It before. And I frogged it and started a project with Amanda, for her cardigan, duster poncho, which we decided needs to be frogged again. But that's downstairs and I'm not frogging it. It's in timeout. I'm mad at it because I have to frog it again. And now I have other projects to work on. So frogging that at the end of December, when I had time and nothing else started, I had lots of time to frog it and I didn't mind frogging it and doing it again. I need to make it wider and shorter. I knew it was too long. When we tried it on her, she liked the length of it, which was mid-calf for her. But when we were discussing the winter weather and her wearing it, and it wasn't wide enough, first of all. So anyway, I talked her into making it shorter. She would be more comfortable with it. So that's a frog. I won't have it. I might have it frogged by next week, but it's not getting restarted yet. This is going to be just a frog, and I'm not going to redo it, not with this yarn. Okay, so anyway, I was wanting to work on my cuddler, and I couldn't find it. And I was looking all over. I finally found it. I have an elephant set of hooks in behind the front door, which is not open at this time of the year because it's cold outside. But I forgot that I was hanging. I've never hung anything on those in the entire time that they've been up. But project bags that aren't real heavy are great to hang there. And I hung them there and I forgot. So I think I showed this to you and I have not worked on it, but I plan on working on it today some. I am further than Laura, but she was working on hers last night. There it is. So I'm still in the first, you need 14 rows before you change anything, and I'm in 12. I believe this is 12, the way I count it. It's and I have it marked on my You guys are going to think this is really funny. But I have it marked in my pattern. I mark like a little slashy thing every time I make a row. And I'm keeping, I'm keeping in this little folder the pattern, and it's 4 pages, but it's the print is big, and it's not like a hard looking pattern. I mean, I'm not a knitter, so what do I know? I'm trying to show you a picture of what it's supposed to look like when it's done. Let me get up close. I hope you can see. I can't see if you can see if the picture is in there. Oh, there we go. So that's what it's supposed to look like. I like it better working with this yarn that I'm using now. I was using a Lion brand. The color is called Salem Creek, and it's Lion brand Hometown USA. Which is a very nice, soft, sleek yarn, like Karen Simply Soft Sleek. But it's splitty. And now I'm working with this yarn, which is from Hobby Lobby, Baby Bee Lots of Dots. This yarn is easier for me to knit with. I am using 10mm knitting needles with the I think it's a 36-inch wire in there. This isn't splitting on me, and it's a lot easier to see my stitches because it's lighter yarn, because the other one was black and dark gray. So this is what I'm doing. I have this book. It's called Knit 101, and it has how you do the stitches. Put your hook in, your needle in here, wrap your yarn this way. So when I'm knitting, I have this sitting on my lap. I should get this one spiral bound because I leave it open on my lap and it's kind of hard. It kind of wants to close. So then I put my pattern inside to hold it open so I can see which way I'm doing the stitch and what I'm supposed, because I get to chatting or watching a movie or whatever, listening to a book, and then I forget, oh wait, am I supposed to eat this stitch? The one I'm doing right now is the garter stitch, so that's pretty simple, and I'm not having too much trouble remembering because it's the same stitch, but in 2 rows I got new stitches coming up, so I'll be like which one goes where. And so anyway, I want to do my 2 rows on that today. So I got the hat and whatever hashtags go with that, and then we got the double dog dare, and we've got a found project, and we've got a frog project. We need help with the project, and now I'm going to start another project because she didn't double dog dare or anything like that, but the Shanty from Expression Fiber Arts has come out with a year-long crochet along. And right now the pattern is free. I don't know for how much longer, but it was free yesterday, the first part of the pattern. And every month she's going to give you the next part of the pattern. Excuse me. She's using a sport weight yarn. And of a sport weight yarn, you need a heck of a lot of yardage. She's saying, let's see, and you use 2 different size hooks, I think. I'm trying to see. Well, I don't get it. Anyway, I think she's saying you need 1 skein each, 350 yards in Maple Royal and Still Waters colors from her in a 4mm hook. But then when you come back later, it says, it says notes for this pattern uses 12 colors but can be made in fewer. and the total yardage is 2,615 yards. And color, and then she lists 12 different colors and how much yarn you need. So I'm a little confused about that, but I don't think it's going to matter to me because I'm going to do it. My plan, I have to talk to the girls or get information from you guys. But my good friend Trisha, Mama Swift, sent me this yarn. And she sent me 12 skeins of it. It is a wool-like loops and thread. It's 100% cotton. There's 678 yards in a skein, but it's a one weight. So if as long as we're not making clothing with this crochet along, it's a mystery crochet along. So it starts in a circle. So as long as we're not making clothing, I think I'm going to be all right with this because I have, even if I doubled it, because a one weight doubled would be a two weight, right? I have 12 skeins at 678 yards. So I should have plenty, and I make it in a solid color. And that should work, right? I think so. So I'm going to talk to the girls and maybe start that over the weekend. And I'm definitely starting I have to wind up the bobbins. I know Nancy wound up her bobbins. She's been waiting for me, but I think she started yesterday on the Sophie's Universe. So I have my book bound. I have my colors picked out and taken downstairs, but I have not caked up the colors off the bobbins, and everybody is telling me that's the way to do it. Get your colors off the bobbins first. I think I'm just going to wind them as I use the color. Wind them into a little cake as I use it. And so that is for the rest of the afternoon. I'm going to do my 2 rows of this. And this bag came from Nancy. It is my gnome bag, and it is made by Sassy Sacks. By Sassy Sacks by Yeti. I think she's on Etsy. I don't know. Anyway, the gnome bag is from Nancy from She's Got Yarn Too. So I'm going to work on that. I'm going to talk to the girls about the new project. I'm probably not going to frog the old project. I need some information on the bag. The hat is done, and it's going to go to my little star the next time I see her. And so Tuesday, I won't have a video out about it. I think I'm going to wind up my yarn this weekend. I think that's it. That's where we're at. I don't know when I'll have out another video, but it'll be soon. I did want, because I have to put up, now that Nancy's got all of her videos out on the Boggy Creek, I'm going to do a little recap video of, you know, my personal experience there, which is the same as Nancy's, but, you know, from my point of view, the place was wonderful. And just on a little side note, I have to tell you guys, I went to my knee doctor today and my wrist doctor, Clean Barrel Health there, and I'm getting some shots in my knees because, you know, they're old and decrepit. And we were talking, and she said, so what you've been doing since I saw you a couple of weeks ago? And I told her I went to Florida, and I told her about Boggy Camp. And she said, isn't there a camp like that in Ohio? I said, yeah, there is. It's called something like Flying Horses. And she said, yeah, she did 2 weeks of her residency at Flying Horses, the Boggy Creek sister camp in Ohio. She did 2 weeks of her residency there. And she said that camp is amazing. The one in Ohio is not open year-round for children. She says she thinks they do other things maybe in the winter, but it's not a kids camp here in the wintertime because we're getting 4 inches of snow today. That's kind of hard for wheelchairs and, you know, handicapped accessible stuff. You know, to be outside, it's cold. It's not children's sick children's camp weather normally in the winter in Ohio. But she said it was one of the best experiences of her life. And I'm like, oh my God, what a small, small world that my knee doctor, who's a young woman, she is doing, you know, she was familiar with Boggy and the Paul Newman camps. And I thought that was pretty cool. So I've been rambling on for about 25 minutes now. So I just want to say thanks for stopping in today. Thanks for watching. Please give me comments on the bag, you know, the tile bag. I would like to hear what you guys have to say about that. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.